Welcome back, everybody. Automotive Inc. here today. Going to do a quick little show and tell on how I maintain the exterior of my truck. Now, I don't like to use a lot of chemicals, but I did find some cool stuff a while back that I used to wash my RV, and it's fantastic. I reached out to the company and said, hey, can I use this on my car? And they said, of course you can. And I'll put links down to everything I'm showing you here in the video of the way I do it. I've cut it down. In the past, I usually just used Dawn dish soap to wash my cars, but this new RV wash and seal actually puts almost like this beautiful coat on the truck. As you can see here, I got a lot of nasty bugs and stuff like that. But if you look down the side of the truck, I haven't washed this truck for about 3 weeks. And I've been driving all over, and the rest of the truck looks like I just washed yesterday. We've had lots of rain. We've had lots of wind and dust and stuff like that usually comes with the rain. And it looks fantastic. So this stuff is pretty inexpensive. You don't have to use a lot of it, and some of the steps you don't actually need if you want to use a little bit more elbow grease or different kinds of methods with it. But let's get started. First things first, guys, I had a professional detail business for several years. So if you don't have a wash bucket with a grit guard, that is one of these. You can get one. This kit I think I was given as a gift. Pretty much all the rest of the stuff in it that came in it I threw out because I didn't like it. But this bucket's nice. Plus I can put one of those, I think they call them lithium lids on it so you can seal it. But I have bigger ones. I will link some cheap ones that just are grit guards and a bucket on down in the description. And like I said, you can get them in 2.5, 5 gallons, whatever. But that's usually the mix I like to do. But that grit guard basically prevents it when you scrub off all of your bugs and dirt and grease and you wring it out in there. That allows the crap to go underneath that guard. And so when you drop your sponge in there, so you can use a different tool or different scrubber, you reach back in there, this is sitting on the bottom, that doesn't just pick up the extra crap that's in there and ruins that. Next, here's my foam cannon, guys. Everybody makes one of every different variation. I've had this one for 7 years. MATCC, have no idea. I got off the Zon, but it was about 1/3 of the price of another one, and it's the same freaking concept. What this does is basically turns your sud juice or your soap into like a foam, just like at the car wash. You can dial down how much you want to spray by, put on its lowest setting and tighten that all the way shut. And this will go on your pressure washer if you have one. If you don't have one, that's fine. You can just use the bucket and stuff like that. But what I like this is it really puts an even coat of soap on the truck or car, so you can then rinse that off or whatever. And then you can come back and scrub with your sponge and your bucket. The next thing I got here is this 303 RV wash and seal. I'm not endorsed by these people, but I can tell you if I can find something that's of good value and works decent and is inexpensive, I'm going to share it with you guys because I've been washing cars for a long time, and I've dealt with hard water spots. I've dealt with so many different things. You have to hurry, spray and wax, do all this crap. And with this, it cuts out the spray and wax. And I know a lot of people just love to wax their car. Well, the finish you'll get just using this other piece, which I'll show you in a second. I did do a video on it. I think you can just go right to waxing after that and not have to worry about any hard water spots. But you don't use a lot of that stuff. It says how much to mix up per gallon. I've actually used less than that. And I also put that in my foam cannon because it does set up super nice. Got these cheapo sponges off the Zon. They work good for scrubbing bugs. I don't like those mitts. I don't like my hand being soaked the whole time. Now this chemical says it can be corrosive if you're going to mix it up as it states, which is you put a lot more in there, but you really don't have to. Just give it a splash in your bucket. Do half of this hopper with it and half water, and you're more than good. And then you don't have to sweat it, but you might want to wear rubber gloves if you're going to make this a heavy solution. And it really did really good on the RV. That's why I was like, I think I'd like to use this on my car and see how it was, because my RV is so big that once the hard water starts coming off and everything, it sucks because it leaves it cloudy and murky looking. So I'm glad they said I could use it on my car. And this basically takes out the step. Now, I have used 303 car shampoo before in the past. It doesn't really set up all that good. It doesn't really come out of the foam cannon all that good, even diluting, making the hopper almost more soap than water. But other than that, let's get cracking. Now, whether or not you're going to use a pressure washer, you got to have this. If you're going to wash anything at your house, exterior windows, cars, not necessarily a sidewalk, but anything that you want to have a nice clean finish to, you got to get this. And this, again, all links down below. This right here is an RV filtration system to fill up your RV. I got this as just to do that, and I thought, you know what, heck, I'm gonna wash my car with it because it does about 6,000 gallons. So it'll come with everything, including this little piece right here for you to screw onto this, because it's gonna be hard to tighten up here. But I will tell you, in the long run, guys, this right here is one of the big game changers. And what that one little piece is going to do is that spot-free rinse that you have when you're at the actual car wash that you pay to go to, you're actually using regular water for most of the wash, and then they give you that fine mist at the end that just kind of trickles it off. I use that filter to do the whole process: wash, spray, rinse it off, and you're going to see here that it is a phenomenal thing. So I know some people bag on me. This is my Ryobi pressure washer. I've had this for 10 years. Lots of Ryobi stuff, not endorsed by Ryobi, but I've never killed a Ryobi tool, and that's through all of my professional stuff like that. So first things first, we're gonna just do a quick spray off, just a walk around spray off, and then I'm gonna show you how that 303 stuff comes out of the foam cannon. The pressure washer is loud, so we're just going to show you basically some of that stuff, how that rinses off, and then basically the finished product. Now, I know a lot of you might be concerned when I said that this stuff has a potential of corrosiveness and using it on your vehicle. Well, just to let you guys know, almost all of the chemicals that go to car washes all are corrosive to some extent. They're all placarded. I used to haul hazmat to a lot of car washes, and so I wouldn't necessarily worry about that. This one is also not harmful to the environment, says on the bottom. So I got the foam cannon hooked to the actual pressure washer. So now I'm going to spray it down, kind of show you what a foam cannon does. But just real quick, you can see how the water just kind of beads up and how it's already looking really, really good. It is going to take some elbow grease though, getting these bugs off. I mean, you have to still scrub it. This stuff isn't going to make it just fall off. But I like when I do my pre-rinse, I like to rinse it so that way it kind of softens those bugs up and get ready for the spray. All right, here is the foam cannon. So you can kind of see it basically soaks that up, turns it into a pretty good foam. The more you put in there, the more it's going to foam up. So I'm going to foam cannon the whole truck, and then we'll just start washing it, and I'll show you what this looks like once it's rinsed and how nice it looks. All right, so we basically got a foam cannon. I went around it with my my sponges and stuff, and what I'm going to tell you guys is this is the second time I've done it with this one. We did my wife's car the other day with this product, same steps, and her paint felt like glass after we got done. Right, like right now you can see this dry spot. It feels like you've actually waxed it, but the bugs just came right off with hardly any effort. So I think the more you do that, the more it'll seal. But this is it so far with how it's basically drying. And I think the product along with the actual filters is a big difference, but you can use it on your decals, you can use it on everything. I wouldn't take a bath in it. So when I mean everything, I mean like automotive exterior stuff. But I'll give it about 20 minutes for it to drip dry, and I'll show you guys what it looks like. Now I will tell you, I have hard water, guys, and ever since I started using this, I have yet to deal with hard water. Again, 2-pack, does 12,000 gallons total, allegedly, and comes all the fittings, priceless. But let's take a look how the truck basically dried out. Had time to pick up everything, and this is how it looks, guys, without any spray wax, wiping down, anything like this. You can see right here, these always the low points where they're last to drain. That'll just dry. I haven't had any lines with it. Again, you can use it on your wheels, chrome. Now, if you guys have a favorite step you like to do, go ahead and do it. If you like spraying wax, if you like to wax it, give it a shot after this. But like I said, I drove down tons of dirt roads after I washed it last. Drove out to eastern Colorado where tons of bugs, and the bugs just basically wiped off with hardly any effort. This is the second time I've done it with this one, and even after a few days, it still looks like I just waxed this thing. And you know, I can't put my finger on it. It seems like there should be something more to it, but there's really not. So hopefully that helps you guys. Like I said, I used to spray and wax all the time and still have hazy paint and everything. This paint feels like it has some type of coating on it, which it is a wash and seal type stuff. And for being what it is, it's kind of like an all-in-one. As long as you scrub off your bugs and stuff, it just spray it and you're done. And it basically looks like that. You want to dry it, wax after that, it's only going to look that much better. But I think, look, it looks pretty dang good. As always, guys, there's my tip and tricks for the day, I guess, on how I wash my cars now, and even my trailers. And as always, everything will be down in the description to click links and go over to the Zon. Try and find you guys the best deal on those things as much as I can. And again, I appreciate y'all being here. We'll catch you on the next one.